Hi, I'm Alan Gordon and welcome to another video. About a month ago, I put a video out on the price objection. I'm actually going to put a link to that up here somewhere. So you can, if you haven't seen that first video on the price objection, I suggest that you watch it. But I left out two important concepts that I want to discuss right now very quickly. In the scenario where you usually are the highest price solution, okay, so you know this, you're usually higher than the guys down the street, you know who your competition is, there are reasons why you're the higher priced solution. It might be quality, it might be warranty, it might be service, it might be that you pay your people a little bit more so they stick around for many years. There are many, many reasons why you might be higher cost than others. If you know that your solution, if of all the solutions that your customers are considering and shopping around, they're going to find lower cost solutions. So you already know this. So what we're going to do is what's called canceling the objection. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it up in the beginning. You know, Mr. Customer, what you're going to find as you do your research is you are going to find other options that cost less. So I can save you the time of shopping around. You can find cheaper solutions. Let me tell you a few of the reasons why we think that our solution is worth a little bit extra. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6. And when what our customers have found is that small extra investment up front saves them far more on the back end. And I'm sure after doing your own comparison, you'll come to that same conclusion and you'll join us as another happy, satisfied customer. So what you've done is you've brought the objection up yourself. So later on, they can't tell you, well, I can get this solution cheaper down the road, or a number of companies offer the same solution for less. I've already told you that. It's called canceling the objection. It's a very important step that you take in the beginning of the sale to cancel the price objection in the end. And you use this only when you know that you are the highest cost provider. The second thing I want to talk to you about is apples to apples. In the previous video, here's the link to it again, on price objection. In the previous video, we talked about whenever it's apples to apples and you know you're going to come out higher, what you do is you change the game. You say, you know, instead of quoting you this, I'm going to configure your system, your solution, this product a little bit differently. So there's no apples to apples comparison where they have a 2-year warranty. I thought it would be best for you to have a 5-year warranty. That makes sense, doesn't it? Where they're using this box, we're using this other box. Based on what you told me earlier, I think this other box is actually going to be a better fit for you. So what we're doing is by identifying the needs of the customer, and if we know what they're comparing us against, we change it to a different solution. That's called apples to oranges. We change the game so they can't compare us side by side. But let's say in this scenario, you're stuck. It's side by side. It's exactly the same. What you want to do, and what I've found to be very successful, is again, you repeat the value statements as to why working with you or working with your company is going to be better long-term value for the customer. So that's very important. You repeat those value statements. But when it's still apples to apples, what I have found very effective is, you know, we consider market conditions. So if you can show me a valid quote for the same thing and we confirm that it's apples to apples, we might consider trying to match that price. We can't always match the price, but we might be able to come close. But to be honest with you, we would not be able to do that if we don't have a valid quote. And I've had customers send me quotes. Sometimes they black out the competitor's name. Of course, I can tell from the quote which of my competitors it is. And sometimes they just send me the quote with the competitor's name on it. We look at it, and sometimes we might be able to get closer. Other times, we might want to go back to selling them an alternative solution. You know, when I look at this solution in detail, and it is apples to apples, I believe that instead of product X, we might want to look at product Y. I think that's going to meet your needs better. Or looking apples to apples, you find out they used inferior materials, they used uncertified parts, they're quoting a different warranty. So you might find out when you get that competitor's quote that it's really not apples to apples and it gives you a little bit more. having said that, I'm still going to come down a little bit closer. I'm not quite going to be able to match their price, but I'd appreciate your business. If we can get a little bit closer, would you go ahead and work with us? Sure, I'll go ahead and work with you. Why not? You put all that work in. You're a great company. I believe everything you said about the value. So yeah, if you give me a little bit of a price break, I'd appreciate that. I'll go ahead and work with you. So ask for the sale. Apples to apples. Try to drop a little bit closer, scooch a little closer, sell the value, ask for the sale. Hey, if I can drop a little bit, would you still go ahead and work with me? Almost always they're going to say yes. Anyway, that's the price objection. It's very common. Please watch the first video if you haven't already, because the two of them are a set. Anyway, I love selling, and I know you do too. Whatever you do, whatever you're selling, take your profession seriously. Add a new technique every day, every week, every month, until little by little you become the salesperson you want to be. Thanks.